We're now going to look at what personal kit you should bring on your expedition. We'll talk about group kit later. In the rest of this film we'll be looking at footwear, spare clothing, waterproof layers and hats and gloves, other essentials and your sleeping bag. Probably the most important piece of equipment to get right for you is going to be your boots. They should obviously be the right size for you. These ones here have a high back so they support your ankle. They have good tread underneath. They're 100% waterproof and they say that on them. But more importantly, you need to have worn these before so they're comfortable. Equally important is your choice of socks. Try and find a specialist pair of walking socks. These have extra padding in the heel and the toe and are thick and comfortable. With your clothing, it's important to remember that you're only on an expedition for a few days. As a general rule, think about wearing one set and bringing one set as a spare. Your spare should consist of a base layer, which can be changed daily should you need to and can quickly be dried. With all the fabrics we're about to talk about in the clothes, look for stretchy materials, sports materials, or those that when they come out of the washing machine are almost instantly dry. As well as your base layer, you're going to need a warm jumper or a fleece. In addition, a spare pair of trousers in case that you get wet, and a warm jacket that you can put on top of the whole lot. Should it rain on your expedition, then your waterproofs are going to be essential. You need to bring a waterproof top as well as a waterproof pair of trousers. When selecting your top, make sure that you've got a proper hood to keep the rain out, and also look inside and see if your waterproof has taped seams, as this shows that it is indeed waterproof. With your waterproof bottoms, then it is beneficial if you have a zip at the bottom of the leg, as this will enable you to get the waterproof on without having to take off your boots. One other point is that these layers should not be a ski jacket. You just want a single thin layer so you don't get over hot. The final pieces of clothing to bring with you are a hat and gloves. Should it be a windy or wet expedition, then you will benefit from using this during the day, and you may decide to sleep in it in the evening. It's also worth bringing sun hat and sunglasses because we're all hoping for a sunny expedition. Remember, when you choose all your clothes, is to make sure you're going to be comfortable in all conditions. We're now going to look at some of the other items that you need to bring on expedition. Of course, you're going to need a wash kit of some sort. You should really try to keep this as light as possible. So some deodorant, some toothpaste, toothbrush, possibly some wet wipes, all in a bag rather than a heavy wash kit. You also need to bring with you a small toilet kit, including some toilet paper and some nappy bags. If you do decide to bring a towel with you, then look for one of these pack-light towels that don't weigh very much to carry. Everyone enjoys a snack while they're walking, so as well as your group food, you need to think about some personal snacks that you're going to carry in your bag. Probably the most important thing is that you're able to carry 2 litres of water. You will also need a mug, and I tend to bring a plastic tub and a spork rather than bringing a plate, bowl, knife, fork. The last near essential piece of equipment is a head torch. You can of course bring a traditional torch, but this one here is a lot easier and keeps my hands free if I'm cooking in the evening. Lastly, you're going to need a sleeping bag and a sleeping mat. Please see our separate video on selecting your sleeping bag. The sleeping mat, the purpose is to keep you insulated from the ground and keep you warm. They're not there for comfort. You have 2 choices. You can bring one of these foam mats or you can bring one of these self-inflating mats, although these are noticeably heavier to carry. As well as the items already discussed, you'll need to bring some underwear. With regards to pyjamas, you may decide to bring a set, but alternatively you can use your spare clothes, which should be dry from the day. With regards to a pillow, then you can bring an inflatable one, or you can make one by putting clothes inside one of your t-shirts and rolling them up. We don't necessarily recommend bringing shoes to wear in the evening, as these can be bulky and hard to pack. If you bring plenty of spare socks, you'll be able to put these on and wear your boots around camp in the evening.